Okay, at the end, let's also discuss how we can attach this piece of armor to the character using weights rather than parenting directly to the bone. I'm going to select the shoulder armor, press Alt-P, clear and keep transformation. Go to the metarig, isolate it, go to edit mode. I'll select my shoulder armor bone, Shift-D, make it a little bit bigger, press F2, and name it DEF-shoulder armor, and press enter. Go to pose mode, make sure that it's raw copy. I don't need this relink constraints, and I don't need any constraints. In edit mode, I'm going to select this bone, then shift select the shoulder. Let's hide the upper arm first. Then I'm going to select the DEF shoulder armor, shift select the shoulder armor bone, press Ctrl P and choose keep offset. And then press Alt H. For organizational purposes, I could select the DEF shoulder armor bone and move it to layer 29. Okay, go out of local mode and generate the rig. Select my shoulder armor, shift click the rig, and then one very simple solution in here is to press Ctrl P, choose empty groups, go to object data properties vertex groups, in the search field type shoulder, choose shoulder armor, go to edit mode actually, select all vertices, and with a weight of 1, just press assign. Now if I apply the arm action to my character, the shoulder will move as before. So I hope it was clear what I did. I just created another deformation bone that is parented to the shoulder armor bone that we used until now. And then I assigned all vertices of the shoulder armor of the actual mesh to be manipulated by this new deformation bone. And again, for the sake of practice, I'll show you something else. Let's say that I first parented this shoulder armor to the armature with automatic weights by mistake or for whatever reason. Now let's play through the animation and you'll see that the shoulder armor is all skewed. You can again fix that very easily. Go to, let's see, select the shoulder armor mesh, go to edit mode, select all of its vertices, and under modifiers, let's enable these display options to see what's happening. So you could try to do the same thing that we did a second ago. Select all vertices, choose the vertex group that I want, and click assign, and that will improve things a little bit, but there's still some bending. Okay? And clicking more won't fix it. So shift select any of these vertices to make it active. The active vertex is white in the default theme. The other selected ones are orange. So that's what you want. You want all vertices to be selected and you want one to be active. Then you go to item. And now we want all of these vertices to be parented only to DEF shoulder armor. Currently, they are assigned to all sorts of vertex groups, which is not good. You could click these X buttons, but that will only affect the active vertex, not all selected. To affect all selected, you'll set up your active vertex and then simply click copy. And just like that, all vertices were set up the same way that the active vertex were set up. Now if I click on another vertex, you'll see that it still kind of belongs to other vertex groups, but all their weights are 0. In general, especially if you just work in Blender, you can leave things like that and you won't have any problems. If you plan to export to a game engine or something else, you may want to clean this mess up. And to do so, you would go to weight paint mode and choose weights, clean, all groups. Then go to edit mode. And now you'll see that all vertices only belong to the DEF shoulder armor. You have to be a little bit careful with this clean function that we just used. In this case, it was very straightforward to use because our whole mesh needs to be just controlled by this one vertex group. I'll try to explain it in more detail in one of my YouTube videos, but in this case, the settings that I showed you should work perfectly. To make this shoulder armor make a little bit more sense, I could create leather straps attached to the arm, and I can do that with the technique that I showed you a couple of times already. Just select some polygons from your rigged mesh, Shift-T, duplicate them, P, and separate the selection. I can give it a solidify modifier. And maybe subsurface. And there we go. Another little setting that I found by experimenting, even though I do not completely understand it, is this one. I'll select my shoulder armor bone, and for the constraints, instead of quaternion, I'll switch to swing and Y twist for both of them. And I found this gives me even more stable and nice movement of the shoulder armor. Here's how it looks with quaternions. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the movement is quite abrupt. Let's switch to Y twist again. And watch again. And yeah, that looks much smoother and more natural to me. That's it for this chapter. Please like, subscribe, and check out our other projects, academy.cgdive.com and addons.cgdive.com.